Good news, everyone. This is Shindo. Woke up this morning to good news again. I will let Mr. Chaff, Paul Begley, relay the story to you. Good news, folks. Soon here in the United States of America. I assure you, very, very soon. This is Shindo. Have a good Friday, especially you Christians.
This is horrific news. Terrible news, a triple terror. 60 people killed, 80 wounded from 3 car bombs exploding in Syria in a Christian town. Christians completely targeted by 3 car bombs on Friday. Of course, always right after Friday prayers. It just blows my mind how this keeps happening. These 3 truck bombs exploded in the town called Tel Tamir in Syria's northeastern provinces. It killed up to 60 people, has wounded 80 people from 3 separate car bombs. The blast struck near a Kurdish militia forces field hospital in a crowded market square where the majority of the fatalities occurred. Most of the affected people were civilians, but there were some Kurdish and Assyrians. There's self-defense fighters among them, but they're all Christians. I told you, there's a lot of Christian Kurds. About 75% of the Kurdish people are Christians. This is why nobody ever helps them. And then there's also some Christian Assyrians that are living there trying to find a safe haven in this bloodthirsty war that ISIS is slaughtering Christians, excuse me, all around Iraq and Syria. The vehicles were allegedly packed with large amounts of explosives, which also inflicted significant damage to nearby buildings and the infrastructure. This is just horrific. The Kurdish security forces blamed the attack on ISIS. The town, called Tel Tamir, is mainly controlled by the Kurdish fighters there in Syria. They're protecting it because the civilians are all, it's a Christian community. I mean, that's they have to go somewhere to try to escape the carnage and the chaos and the confusion that ISIS is bringing upon the world. And this, folks, you won't even hear this story on MSNBC, CNN, most of the mass media, the mainstream, lamestream media. This won't even get reported. We're talking 60 people dead and 80 wounded and a horrific carnage. Wow. ISIS back in February also took 200 local Christians hostages from this town and destroyed 5 local churches while they were at it. This caused most of the residents to flee, a lot of them, I should say, from a nearby town of Haska on in there to this Kurdish town of Tel Tamir. Now this town is about 600 kilometers from Damascus, so it's up there by itself. And the Kurds are trying to keep it together and hold it together from the brutality and the murdering and the massacre and the madness and the meanness that these radical Islamic jihadist Muslims are inflicting upon these Christian people. Right now, in this 4 years since the Arab Spring broke loose, 250,000 people have died, according to the UN estimates. I can tell you it's higher. Many of them Christian. Oh, it's a genocide right now on the Christians. The humanitarian crisis has internally displaced over 6.5 million Syrian people. It's forced 4.3 million to leave the country, and they have been seeking refuge in neighboring countries and Europe. And so this is the situation. Triple terror, murdering the Christians in Tel Tamir, Syria. Please pray for our brothers and sisters in Christ who are being persecuted for the gospel of Jesus Christ and the evil that lurks and it's growing like a cancer. Not just in Syria and Iraq, but this ugliness is coming to every nation of the world as the Black Awakening, the rise of the Antichrist, the New World Order will team up with this jihadi movement and create the beast in Revelation. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're living in the last days. Are you saved?